Hello, ladies and gents, and welcome to another episode of Cycling Insider. In this episode of Cycling Insider, let's talk about another interesting bike from a German bike brand, Cube. So as you already know, I've featured Cube bikes before, but now I see they have few interesting bike models for 2020, and I think they are worth talking about. So today I'm going to talk about the Cube Agree bike, and this is going to be the Cube Agree C62 SL with the current retail price of 3,000 British pounds. For all the people across the pond in USA, this should be something about 3,700 US dollars with the current exchange rate. So I mean, make no mistake, this is not a cheap bike, but the good thing is that since Cube has a lot of bike dealers around the world, you can always go to your local bike shop and you can negotiate the price of this bike, and I truly believe that something about 15% discount should be available if you negotiate nicely and of course if you behave nicely. So you could drop this price, in my opinion, to something about 2,600 British pounds, maybe even 2,500 British pounds, and it's a truly interesting offering from Cube bikes. As you already know, I mean, Cube as a German bike brand, you have probably seen Cube bikes being ridden on the Pro Tour level before. And of course they make some good carbon fiber frames and forks. So speaking about carbon fiber frames and forks from Cube, I was a bit surprised to realize that currently, as I'm reading their warranty policy, it seems like they are only offering 3 years warranty on carbon fiber frames and forks. So this is one of the lowest warranties in the bike industry, because usually it would be something like 5 or 6 years on carbon fiber frames and forks, and then certain manufacturers would also give a lifetime warranty. So this 3 years warranty, I'm a bit disappointed that they didn't step it up at least to the 5 or 6 years warranty, and this is definitely something to check with your local Cube bike dealer. Is it still 3 years warranty on carbon fiber frames and forks, or maybe they've changed something else? So let's dive into this Cube Agree C62 SL and see what you get for the retail price of 3,000 British pounds. So first thing first, Agree range of bikes in Cube. So who is this bike for? So when we talk about Agree range of bikes, this is all about endurance and long days in the saddle. So all the geometry of the bike is a bit more relaxed, and as I said, if you are planning to spend long days in the saddle, then this Agree range is definitely for you. Cube has a lightning range, which is all about their all-in racing bikes, which are now also a bit aero, so that's the bike if you really want to go as fast as possible and, you know, climb the steep mountains. So let's see what kind of components does this Cube Agree C62 get you. So first thing first, frame and fork. So we have a carbon fiber frame and fork, C62 advanced twin mold technology, as Cube calls it. So frame and fork ready for the flat mount disc brakes, and also 12mm through axles, both front and back. So this C62 level of carbon fiber, it's not the top of the range that Cube can do. They have their C68 range, which is the top of the range of the carbon fiber. Usually it's the stiffest and the lightest that they can produce. With the fork, I'm just checking quickly. Doesn't mention if the fork is a full carbon fiber steerer. I hope it is. They shouldn't kind of skimp on these little pieces of carbon. When it comes to the stem and the handlebar, we have a Newman Evolution and Newman Advanced products. So the handlebars are carbon. Stem, I'm guessing this is a classical aluminum stem, and the Newman brand is a German, again, brand making different components, and usually they collaborate with Cube bikes on different components for the bike. When it comes to the rear mech, front mech and the shifters, you are getting a top-notch group set. This is a Shimano Ultegra electronic Di2 group set. So Shimano Ultegra 8050 11-speed group set, and absolutely top-notch. There is no complaint here. When it comes to the braking system, you have a Shimano Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes, 8070 Shimano Ultegra, and this is 160mm rotors both front and back. I don't see here, quickly just checking the braking rotors, they don't mention which braking rotors they use. I hope they didn't kind of cheap out on some cheap Shimano braking rotors, so this is also something that you can check with your local Cube bike dealer. Crankset, Shimano's Ultegra crankset, top notch, Shimano Ultegra R8000. This is 50-34 chain rings, so as you see, a typical kind of endurance setup, because when you look at the cassette, which is the Shimano's R7000 1132 cassette, you definitely have a lot of range to attack any steep mountains. Speaking about the cassette and the chain, so the chain is Shimano's HG600 11-speed chain. So this is, you can think about it as a Shimano's 105 level chain, and when you look at the cassette, which is Shimano's R7000, this is again Shimano 105 level cassette. So they've kind of went a little bit down on the chain and cassette to save a bit of money, and that's a typical move from a lot of bike brands, but you shouldn't be worried. Once when you trash this chain and this cassette, it's easy to upgrade to the Shimano Ultegra level chain and cassette. When it comes to the wheel set on the bike, you have a Fulcrum's Racing 77 dB wheel set, and the quick check on the Fulcrum's website reveals that this is a classical aluminium wheel set. Total weight is 1740 grams, and also the hubs are classical aluminium Fulcrum made hubs. I don't have a lot of experience with the Fulcrum wheel set. If anybody has any experience, please do leave your comment in the comments below. When it comes to the tires, you have a top-notch Continental Grand Sport tire, 28mm 28C tire, and this is a beautiful choice because it's enough air volume to really soak up some of the small road bumps. Saddles, Selle Royale saddle. I'm a personally big fan of Selle Royale saddles, but again, if you don't like it, it's easy to exchange this saddle for something which is your preference. And once when you find the saddle that you like, I strongly recommend you to keep it. Seat post, again you see Newman carbon seat post, top notch addition. I always like carbon seat posts, because again, together with the carbon fiber frame and fork, you just get a little bit more compliance in the whole bike. Total bike weight is 7.9 kilograms, and I'm guessing this is size 56. And I mean, it's a competitive weight. Again, nothing special. This is like the competition around 8 kilograms bike weights. As a comparison, you can always think about that the professional bikes can go down to 6.8 kilograms. So, all in all, it's an interesting bike from Cube, with asking price of 3,000 British pounds, and I truly hope you won't pay 3,000 British pounds. I'm hoping of something about 2,600. And then in a summary, you really get a good components on this bike. So carbon fiber frame and fork, a full Shimano Ultegra electronic group set, Shimano Ultegra Di2, so everything from the shifters, front mech, rear mech. They've included the Shimano's crankset. The chain and the cassette is the Shimano 105 level, a little bit cheaper. Wheels, as I said, is the Fulcrum wheel set. Can't say much about them, don't have a lot of experience with them. And the braking performance is the Shimano's Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes, absolutely top notch, and 160mm both front and back. So something to check with your local Cube dealer. As I said, please do check if the warranty on the carbon fiber frame and fork is still 3 years warranty, or maybe it's 5 or 6 years. And also something to check is on the braking rotors. Did they include some really cheap Shimano braking rotors, or they went something to the Ice Tech technology with Shimano rotors? So I think this is gonna be it for today. If you like what I'm doing, please do subscribe and click that little bell icon so you're always notified when I make a new video. And as always, I will see you in the next episode. Pura Vida!